This is an artist interview with Chaz French. Scene one, take one. Bow. Grew up in DC, went to school in Maryland. I've lived in Virginia, so it was just, all over the place. Some of the things I wasn't able to really, enjoy because my upbringing was different from others, as far as like my mom being like a pastor. So like some of the culture I really couldn't dabble into is like as far as going to go-go's. But when I was with my dad, it was different. My dad was like in the city, in the hood, so my upbringing is different. I grew up with my mom, grew up with, stepdad and all that shit, but for the most part I was pretty a safe kid until I was a certain age, until I was old enough to really do what the fuck I wanted to do. For those who don't know, go-go is it's not even just music. It's like it's literally a culture. Like you have to really see it and be around it to really, respect it for what it is. I mean, it's music. It's a live instrumentation, drums, piano, congos, roll toms, guitars, singers, rappers, lead mics. It's an experience, man. They take other people's music and make it DC. Like you would hear a song that you've heard on the radio before and then hear it in the go-go and be like, damn, this shit may be better than what I heard on the radio. So it's just a big party all night. Yeah, it's amazing. Like when you were 7 and 8 back in the day, going outside was everything. So I got punished for whatever reason and I couldn't go outside for like a week. I was confined in my room and I was mad at my parents, so I decided to write or rap about it. And then ever since then, I was like, you know what? This is the way I want to express myself from here on out. And the more I grew up and the more I experienced different situations, the more I put it into my music. I didn't start taking it serious until like I did a talent show in 9th grade. And I rapped over the Cassidy Hotel beat. And it was me and my friend Marcus. Everybody loved it. The girls and everything went crazy. And I was like, yo, this is what I am born to fucking do, and this is what I'm going to do. And then life happened after I realized that rap is what I wanted to do. And I had to go through a whole bunch of shit, being homeless and dropping out of school and all that shit. And then I put it in my music, and then it made me the guy I am today. Making music then and now is a big difference because, then I was just rapping about shit that I wasn't doing. I was just rapping about whatever I thought was cool. I was just making music based off what I heard and trying to make it mine and trying to do what I think would, quote unquote, get me popping. And then life happened, and it was just like, let me talk about something that can ultimately affect somebody's life in a positive way, because I know I'm not the only person that's going through a hard time. I know I'm not the only person that's struggling. It became extremely passionate, because it's just like, I put out my first project, and people really gravitated towards it in a way that I didn't see it. Like you could say, oh, I want to be this person, I want to be that, I want to be that. But then when it actually happens and you see the effect, it's like, damn, okay, like I need to really go in. The reason I think people gravitated towards that project is because it was so raw. It was just me just not giving a fuck what anybody had to say about what I had to say. Just me letting you know who I am at that time, before that time, and then where I wanted to be, and just really putting my all into the music and wearing my heart on my sleeve and just letting you know, this is Chaz French, this is what I've experienced, this is what I want the world to take from it. And they fucked with it heavy. My first recording setup was, my homie Marcus had this computer, of course. The microphone wasn't even like a real microphone. It was like some shit that you would talk on if you was like Skyping type shit. Like it was horrible. Like tape on like in the closet. No, but the doors on the closet wasn't even there. So it was just like no padding on the wall. It was horrible. Like in this room, everybody be quiet when we about to record. Don't say nothing. Don't sweat. Don't breathe. Just because that motherfucker could pick up anything. It was terrible. But you got to start somewhere. The album I would play the most till date is still like Graduation. This is when I felt like Kanye was just rapping. Boom. This is what I'm going through. The same, like I related to it the most, just as far as his honesty, just as far as, where I was in life at that time and me knowing that I didn't even want to graduate. So from a person that had an album like Late Registration and College Dropout, and then to have a project like Graduation, it blew my mind. Like, so to this day, I still play Graduation a lot. Me making the music I make it stems from everything. Like, growing up in general, I wasn't even really able to listen to rap music in the house. And so the music I listened to was gospel and R&B and shit. And that shit was like, not to say gospel and shit together, but that music is, like gospel music is the most honest. You go to church and they literally probably sing the same songs every Sunday, but you get a different feeling every time you hear it, and it's repetitive. And that just lets you know that it's classic music, it's great music, you relate to it in different ways based on what you're going through at that time in life. So subconsciously, that's the type of music I wanted to make, just in my own way, you know? So me listening to gospel, but then also relating to a person like Cudi and Kanye and people who I feel like, and Amy Winehouse, Marvin Gaye, people who I feel like were just most honest in their music, it rubbed off on me and it translated into how, you know, I make what I make. DC in general is just a raw, upfront, in your face place. You know, it's a city and town full of hustlers, and that's what we do. Like, you know, we finesse everything in a positive way, but everybody has a different story in DC. Everybody's upbringing is different, and I feel like we show it in more ways than one, whether it be style, whether it be music, whether it be the way you talk, shit, even what you eat or who you hang around. Where we are now as far as music is, and hip hop goes, is like the best we've ever been. Now that we have hip hop and people are actually respecting it for it, we're going hard, you know what I'm saying? And it's making sense, and the right people are in the forefront to make all this shit possible. Whether it be Jay, whether it be Internet, whether it be Phil, Link, whether it be Light Show, Shy, Trail, everybody's going hard. And it's beautiful right now. Growing up, I never would have thought that I would be in the position that I'm in, even though you say, oh, I got this dream, I want to be this, I want to be that, and then when it actually happens, sometimes you got to take a step back and be like, wow, I really am the person I thought I could be my whole life. So to be a part of a class that's just doing their thing, and it's great, and I'm happy for everybody. Not only do you hold yourself to an expectation, but once you set a bar, people look at you in a certain light. So it's not even proving people wrong or right, it's more so proving yourself right. You know, like, you can't just say, oh, I'm gonna do this and then do it and then completely stop. You gotta get better each time. You know, like, you gotta be the best you that you can be at all times. Like, just because you're here and you're good right here, that doesn't mean stop. It's things better than good. You can be great, you can be best, you can be genius, you can be, you know, always taking a step forward is the best thing possible that you can do in your life. And embrace it, because it's a lot that goes on that people don't see. You know, people think that shit is peaches and fucking cream based off what you show, perception and shit, but you can get lost in this shit just as far as everything going on at once and forgetting where you came from, in the sense of, look where you started, look where you are now, look where you have potential to be. And people are so hard on themselves when they look at other people's success or feel like, oh, I should be further ahead, or I should be this, or I should be this, based off the expectation that you have for yourself. But at the end of the day, timing is everything. Like, just because it's not happening now doesn't mean that it's never gonna happen. Shit, like, it could happen when you fucking 34, 35, that don't mean quit. If you quit, you never know when, you know, when it could happen. You're not giving yourself a chance. I'm trying to get Chaz the dad, Chaz the brother, Chaz the friend. I want that guy to all play into the artist, because at the end of the day, that's what I live for, that's what I do. So right now, to be honest, I'm just really trying to figure out myself. A lot of people be in their own way. Sometimes I be in my own way. Sometimes you know, just me being a Gemini, I mean, just me being, you know, growing up the way I did, sometimes I feel like, man, I don't need help. I can do this shit on my own. Nobody does it on their own. So it's just me trying to figure out how to be the best me I can possibly be, and accepting the fact that there's other people out here that really care for you and that really want to work with you and help you become the best you can be. Because sometimes those people, in doing that, are becoming the best them that they can be. You know, so it's just me trying to figure out how to be the best team player.
Okay, I fell off, trying to keep my friends up. Was high off good luck, that wore off, didn't give a fit up. Can't fight the feeling, we lose some, so stuck on winning. That when it happens to us, it's nothing to us, that's how we grew up.
True Colors, man. To a lot of people, it's gonna be the first time they have ever heard of who I am. And to other people, it's gonna be my third album after, well, my third body of work after Happy Belated and These Take Time. So this project is just really me letting you know all in all who I am, what I stand for, what I've been through, where I've been, the people I've dealt with, relationships, my beautiful kids, my wonderful family, everything that has to do with who I am and what I stand for. You know, it's just a ride through Washington, D.C., through my eyes, you know? And, you know, colors are more than just visual. It's a feeling. So I like to consider this project a big mood ring. It's you know, like, all my music is me, but I feel like this is the most honest music I've made to date. It holds a special place in my heart, and I'm excited. It hasn't really hit me yet that I really have like a fucking album coming out via Motown and Capitol and fucking 368. Like, that shit is, a lot of people don't get to experience that, so it's dope. It's a good feeling, and words really can't even explain it. One of the best verses on the album, we were trying to figure out who would be best fitting for the record. And it was between a couple people, and Dre was like, no, I know who's supposed to get on this fucking record. So he was like, I'm not even gonna tell you, bro, I'm not even gonna tell you. Got the verse, I was like, yo, this nigga can really fucking rap. Like, I could tell he didn't just do it just because, you know, it was a good record. He did it because he fucked with the record, and it came out fucking dope. People really love that song, yeah. And I smoked weed when we met at a show, never again. Yo, he was like, yo, you wanna hit the blunt? And I was like, I can't say no, like, fuck. In my mind, I was like, nah, I really don't. Mind you, this is while he's performing, like, this not even no, like, we kicking this shit, like, he's smoking on stage and shit, and he just hands me the blunt, and I'm like, fuck, I cannot look like a bitch and not smoke this shit. So I'm shaking my head and shit. Like, man, I do this shit all the time, cuz. Man, I hit that motherfucker 3 times, right? Show was over, I felt like I was still standing in the same spot, like, hey, Chaz, Currency been off stage. I'm like, for real, this nigga on stage? Yo, I'm so high, I'm telling myself, you not high, bro. You just in the trance right now, it's all good, bro. Like, I went home and laid down and looked at the ceiling like, why the fuck did I smoke that fucking blunt? So yeah, if you're not a real smoker, don't ever take a blunt from that nigga.
What you know about slinging your lyrics like dope? Real shit they pay me for, so you never see me broke. Understand what you niggas getting, a little coaching from 2 of the coldest ones living.
Working with Shy was dope. Like, to bring both of our worlds together, like, that session was definitely one for the books. Like, he had some strong weed too, but but working with Shy was fun as fuck. When I first made the record, I was like, yo, this is the one for Shy. First, everybody was like, I don't know, bro, we maybe need to be. And I was like, no, I'm telling you, this is the one for Shy. So he come to the studio, we played him like 2 other records. He was fucking with it, but he was just like, y'all got one more for me? I was like, I got you. I played it, he was like, this the one, Mo. That's how Shy talk, like, this the one, Mo. So he walked back and forth. He was like, hey, I need some candy. So they went to get us some Skittles and shit. It was quiet at first, cause like all his niggas in there and all my niggas in there, we never really met prior to that, so it was quiet at first. And then he eat his candy and shit. Let me tell you what broke the ice. Like, everybody just like, not on edge, cause you know, everybody just trying to figure the whole vibe out and shit. The record playing, Shy break the ice, he go, fuck, my motherfucking tooth hurt. So once he said that, everybody was like, oh man, my tooth hurts. Like, you know, like, oh, I had to go to the dentist for this. After that, session was flawless. He ain't right. He did the record in probably like 20 minutes. Like, literally freestyled the whole verse and it was flawless. Like, I think he out-rapped me a little bit, but it's all good. I'm gonna get him.